And all like for me, I really think that he wasn't trying to be an asshole. I really think like, because if you watch him, that's his attitude anyways,
Yeah.
like straightforward type cat. I don't think he was just trying to be an asshole. He like, oh, y'all already know what you gonna ask me, you know what I'm saying? Which
Mhm.
we at the tail end of it. The man been walking out them halls since probably the beginning of the whole thing. People been trying to ask, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think we was trying to be most respectable because most I've been watching since we've been doing this. Most people don't even say bud. They just walk up and say, "Are you going?" You know what I'm saying? They think
Mhm.
when they walk up and just say a question, he look at you like he just gonna answer it. You get what I'm saying? And I
It's,
also think this he don't want to steal the shine from that man.
I think it's just a tough situation because you get hounded everywhere you go, except for in the house. With are you leaving Top Rank? Or are you fighting Earl? This, that every day, to where we forget that this is an actual human being, an actual man.
Right,
To
right,
where he gets tired. He needs his space also. You know what I mean?
facts.
So I don't. I'm not upset about not in an interview or nothing like that. That's fine
Right,
because all things happen in due time.
right,
So
right, right. Oh, we gonna get that interview,
he waved. He
bud.
waved at us.
Bud,
On the
you go
shit.
get it. We get an interview, bud.
We're gonna
We gonna
get
get an
it.
interview.
But come hell or high
Go
water,
see
we're
us. We
gonna we're
go
gonna
see it.
get it. It's
You might
just
see three of us at one time next time.
yeah. It's just I'm not gonna cry over milk that was never even poured.
Yeah, ain't nobody nah.
You know what I mean? So shout out
But
to Bud. Get you some
shout out.
rest, man. I hope that you find some mental solace and whatever decisions that you make. I hope that you make the best ones that are, best for you and your family.
Facts. And shout out to Ugas, man, for just being an open book. He wasn't afraid at all. And I think that's dope with all the speculations going on in the magazines to the sports outlets to YouTube about that situation. He didn't have no problem saying like, "Yo, yeah, they supposed to take it." He didn't say it in the words, but the minute he said, "I'm champion, but I'm supposed to co-main event," how does that happen? So he know that they gonna take it. You know
So
what I'm
he's supposed
saying?
to co-main event. He's fighting.
He's fighting. He said they told him he's supposed to co-main event the Earl Spence and Pacquiao fight. So that says that right there. Now, what's gonna come along with that? I wonder if they go try to give him a shot.
Well, the way I can see that they can finagle this one is keep it all hush hush
Right,
and
right,
put out
right.
pressure that he relinquished the belt or something like that because he
Uh,
wants a larger opportunity. So that's the way I think that they're going to finagle this. And then he's going to still be there after fight, depending on how much damage punishment he's taking in the co-main. He'll be the one in the audience, or he'll hop in the ring and challenge the winner.
that's what I would do. But shoot, that's kind of if Earl, because right now I know Bud rooting for Earl right now. Just for
Yeah,
simple fact, if he get all the belts, that's easy work for Bud, and then Bud get to fight Earl because Earl stated that he would fight Bud when he wins against Pacquiao. That's how he put it. When I win against Pacquiao, I want to make that fight with Bud. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean,
so
but
I know he rooting for him, but at the same time, like you said, I wonder will Ugas be that in between fight for Earl before he fight a Bud Crawford?
well, couldn't he be an in between fight for Terrence also?
Yeah, but I'm gonna fight the man who got my belt
I mean,
if he get that shot. If he
it,
get that shot, and that's a fact too, right there. That's a good scenario because if he can't get that, the next best thing would be fight Bud. Let it be down there like an eliminator. Because if Bud loses, nobody's gonna want to see Bud fight Earl.
exactly.
They
But then
want to see Ugas.
there's still more factors to this though. I mean, Thurman is throwing his hand in the race. Porter still has his hand in the race.
Yeah.
Those two guys, along with Ugas, they have viable points to want to challenge Earl.
Oh yeah, and I will say this, man. I know the rumors going around I forgot who reported on Twitter, but he said that there's I don't want to say rumors, but it was another word that was used that we may see a Thurman and Sean Porter too.
Speculation that
Speculate, yeah, but he has sources though, but it ain't out yet. But that's what I'm saying. Allegedly, we may see that, and I won't be mad because the fight was so close between. Sean always got close fights, man. He just got to get over that hump. I'd be rooting for Sean, bro. It's just that hump. It'd be something happen. Where you be like, oh, Sean got this, and then it'd be this one thing that happened, be like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it is. But so I hope they do get this one on. I would like to see that. Especially I want to say I keep Thurman. He's saying he changed his ways. He's more grittier now and all of that.
I can I propose an idea?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This process would take about 1.5 years because it gives the fighters time to recover. You have your Thurman versus Porter. Then you have your Bud versus Ugas. The winner of those two fights fight each other in a title eliminator.
Right. I can see that. And that's what's crazy because even though you take that belt get away from Ugas, it still put him in the top 3 that would deserve a shot.
He's in the top 5 of the division.
Well, yeah, top 5, I'm saying though, but he clearly was now. The question beforehand, he has the belt. It was given to him. So he had the belt, right? And the question was, okay, he's going to fight Errol. Everybody felt like Errol was going to whitewash him, which I don't think it was going to be that easy, right? Now, at the end of the day, right, you take that belt. It was crazy. You take that belt away from him, give it to Pacquiao. It's almost put him in a stronger place to have a shot for even bigger opportunity. How does that work? Are you getting what I'm saying here?
I get what you're saying.
Now, if he beats Pacquiao, right? And if Ugas fight Bud, if he beats Bud, it's like now it's Mando. You gotta see me for all the straps. You understand what you get? What I'm saying? Because now I got Bud strap. Now you gotta see me. Like it's like
you got my strap off of circumstance.
Yeah. So you get what I'm saying? And I got the strap you need. So you gotta see me. So it's like it puts him in an even greater situation, even though it looks like he being played. If that's how the scenario would play out, because that's what I would be campaigning for. Yeah, and it's perfect because Bud need a fight.
Yeah, it puts him in a proverbial catbird seat. It puts him up there.
Yeah.
So it's all kinds of ways and scenarios that this thing can play out. All kinds of ways, and it's just the math to it. The math to it is too much, and I think we're making it too much when it's so much simpler than what we think it is.
Well, so all you can do is call speculation. Goddamn me, when you don't know the plan, you know what I'm saying. But like I said, but I was just thinking in my head, like, okay, take it then, take the belt. If Errol win it, and if Bud choose to fight, because like I said, Bud actually needs a fight. He's not lined up to fight nobody. If he fight Ugas, right, which is a reputable name, because everybody keeps saying Bud don't fight names and all this. Everybody know who Ugas is. If he fight Ugas, and Ugas was subject to win that fight and take a strap, what makes it better is because he went and earned the strap. It wasn't given to him, and he beat the man to get that strap, the WO. And then now the three strap holder got to see me.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, to be unified. If he wants to be unified, truly, he has to come over.
Right. So it's a trip. Like, oh dang, they take a belt, but you kind of almost put me in a better situation. As long as Bud fight him, you get what I'm saying? And he got a shot to do it. To me, that's crazy how the math of boxing can work.
Whew, it's almost worse than calculus.
That's some crazy stuff, man. What you think about Keith Thurman talking about you really don't need 4 belts to be undisputed?
That's a bold-faced lie because he's basing all this off of the franchise belt, which gave him absolute power.
Well, that too, he said also because some countries doesn't recognize the IBF and
but other countries, we don't fight in other countries.
Right. That's why I was like, how does he gets to say that? and people holding it up. It was like, well, now people are saying, well, technically Earl is undisputed because he
No,
about to get this third belt. He gonna be undisputed. I'm
no.
like, no, that's majority belt holder. They used to say these terms back in the day. Back in the day, I wish we can't go back there where make people fight people, okay? But the rules could go back. I'm talking about subtle things, not rules. Okay, if you got
Subtle
three of the
terminology.
belts, right? If you got 3 belts, you become majority belt holder. You're unified. You're unified with 2 belts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it clear. 3 belts, you become majority belt holder. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
4 belts, you're undisputed. We need them rules to come back into play and made clear to the public. That's why we're here for y'all. Another thing that needs to be separated in boxing. I'm tired of a lot of these boxers that are good, but they get a lot of knockouts on their record when they're not knockouts. They're stoppages. They're TKOs. If you go look at any old film, it used to say knockouts, TKOs. It was separate. It was separate. If that man didn't go to sleep, you didn't KO him.
Well, you got to understand that was done more so for the casual fan to get them more involved in the sport because
Yeah.
they're not going. Not everybody knows a technical knockout is a TKO, but the terminology of that term, it says it all. Technical. So technically, it's a knockout, but it's not. Literally, it's not, but technically, it is. So that was just done for the casual fan, just to give them more, appeal to the sport.
Right. I get that, but it don't. But it damages as well.
It does.
We're not here to make dummies, and I'm not calling nobody no dummy. But I'm saying when you listen to dummy rules that aren't real, and then I got people quoting this shit to me. When I watch Errol, and they say not Earl, but say you just watch something. I'm not even gonna use him. Just say you watched a boxer. They be like, "Oh man, what you talking about? His last 5 fights was all knockouts." And then you come to me and you say that to me. I'm like, no, 2 of them was, 3 were technical knockouts. Man, it's all the same. No, the fuck it's not. Dude was still standing on his feet. He just wasn't swinging back, and they stopped the fight.
That's a technical knockout.
So it's not a knockout. So, but you got people believing. You get what I'm saying? Oh man, he got 5 knockouts. No. And that creates a disconnect between a boxer, a boxing fan who really, really cares about boxing, and then the ones who don't, who care about boxing, but they just want to watch it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you bridge that gap by quit changing terms, you'll bridge that gap. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had a interesting debate with a gentleman in my comment section over a video over something similar to this, and it just shows that it's not just the casual fan. It's a lot of this media outlets also that are doing this, and
they're pumping it. They're pumping it. They're
pumping it to people to where they're believing this as scripture, as actual gospel,
right?
When it's just a theory, basically at this point. But they're not seeing it that way,
right?
But yeah. I just lost my train of thought.
I know it was funny though. I ain't gonna say that was funny, but no, on everything though. So like you got these media outlets that will pump a rumor quick, and then switch up quick. That's damaging in itself. If I say be like, oh shoot, Bud fight Ugas, instead of me saying what if Bud fight Ugas, I'm like, so when Bud fight Ugas, that's how the shit go, blah blah blah. People gonna run with that, right? Then people get excited. Oh, that's dope. Hey, I heard Bud go fight Ugas. Then the telephone game gets applied to it. You get what I'm saying? Now, but because I lied, now it's not going to happen. Now we got a lot of people who are let down because a lot of people wanted to see it.
Well,
now it's not going to happen. And that straight people away from it too. And I watched that countless times, ESPN reporting rumors.
Yeah.
And you're big enough, you are a big enough outlet to really find out the truth if you wanted to.
That's true. But you got to remember, we live in a clickbaity society. So that's trickled down from YouTube to the actual plain corporatized media to where they're getting clickbaity with rumors and suggestions and all this different type of stuff and passing it off as fact. it's damaging to the sport. Honestly, it really is, because with the whole Mikey Garcia Manny Pacquiao thing, he did not know that he was supposed to fight him.
Right. He was like, I found out just like y'all found out. You know what I'm saying?
See
Like
that,
he didn't
and
know. He
things
didn't know
like
he was on
that,
the list. Exactly.
and
But
and
they made it sound like he had a contract. He already saw it and all this crap, and
mhm.
none of that took fruition.
And then, like earlier, when they were saying that Pacquiao and Bud were in contract negotiations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It caused both parties to be like, "What the fuck? I never said. I mean, what the heck? I never said that. Never said that. So why would I do it now? It benefits me no good now to even try to promote something like that, because it's already out there as speculation."
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So it's like, in order to get these fans in line, and not being disrespectful, but I'm saying that for everybody just to be on one accord, right? Come to GFT Boxing and in the red corner boxing with Polo J if you want the truth and learn some real stuff. You understand me? That's
yes,
just how it gotta be. That's it. That's it.
that's
Because
it.
found a whole lot of these other cats, man. They not gonna give you. They gonna give you what you want to hear. They're not gonna give you what you need to know. It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a shot to nobody. It's just that I see a lot of people. Soon as they see a article, they run and go make a video, and then it don't pan out.
They
And then
report
they
on
gotta
the
go make
headline, but
another
not the
video.
article.
You know what I'm saying? What'd you say?
They report on the headline, but not the article.
Right. They don't actually read the full thing, and then or they'll put in the the headline, oh, blah 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 is fight blah blah blah, and then when you click on it, then they say allegedly, and then so you think when you clicked on the video it's gonna be fact. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We gonna always lead with the truth, bro. Like I said, you just heard us play scenarios out that could pan out, but we didn't tell you that's what it was gonna be. You know what I mean? Whatnot. You
But
know, so
usually, but here's the thing though: if you stick around here long enough, usually our predictions come to fruition.
and we ain't been wrong yet though. it be predictions, but it be ifs. But our ifs have panned out. I ain't gonna say.
These have been more than theories. These have been actual hypotheses.
I promise you.
For our boxing scientific method, and they come to fruition. A lot of them come to fruition.
I promise you.
Like we announced that either Bud or Spence would fight Manny Pacquiao to force terms and negotiation for their fight.
Yep.
And we did say that there was going to be some people left out. There was going to be some odd men out, including Ugas and Sean Porter.
Yep.
Now, the whole thing with Keith Thurman, that's a welcome surprise. That's a welcome surprise because we thought he was just done.
Nah, there's still money. He still got money to be made.
Yeah,
he's fresh.
Still a fighter.
He's still fresh. He still could fight. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you put a Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, is it pay-per-view worthy? I don't think so. Unless Thurman get out here and fight a couple of people and get his rep all the way back up. But if he does it, that's a good fight to put on regular TV though. You know what I mean? A exciting fight. That's gonna be a good. And might be mad enough it wasn't on pay-per-view because it's gonna be that good. Because Sean can come to fight.
Sean's always gonna come to fight. He's
Sean
always
gonna give us a game. People try to step on Sean. Sean that dude, bro. Sean that dude that don't nobody want to give a second chance. You get in the ring with him. Because Thurman giving Sean Porter, that's one thing one up that he'll be able to talk about. You know Thurman like to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Thurman beat Sean twice. He gonna be saying, I'm the only person to beat Sean twice. Everybody else scared to get Sean a second chance. I bet you. Now take that to the bank. I bet you he gonna say that.
But that makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. He go. But I'm saying now he not. When I say he gonna say it, I'm talking about Thurman. He gonna rub it in. He gonna rub it in.
Jeez.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's crazy. So I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? The little scenarios is playing out, and we need to talk more about the top 5 versus the upcoming 5 all the time. You know what I'm saying? I like Devin Haney. I like my Shakur Stevenson. I like Lomachenko. I like Tank. I like all them. We can't forget about the people who are in their prime right now. The prime is when it goes down. This is
But
why we so hard up on them to fight each other, because they past their prime. Ain't nobody gonna want to see it.
that was about to be my point, because what is the point of talking about the people in their prime when the people in their prime are trying to fight somebody who's past their prime?
Right, right, and that's what I call the Mayweather effect. That's what I
Well,
call the Mayweather effect.
I
Mayweather,
call these boxers Mayweather's children. I've
right,
said that,
right, right, right.
but
And I'm
it's
pretty sure you feel that way too. um,
his
at,
influence
it, but
is it damaging?
it's to a degree. I like that he influenced boxing in a great way. I do like that he influenced boxing to say, "Hey, you do know the promoter work for you. You do know you should be making most of the money. You do know it's such as A side. You do. I do like that he promote. Hey, learn to try to handle your own business. If not, hire people that can handle. You know what I mean? Your
Mhm.
business and have you in best interest. I like that. What I don't like is the formula that he used that worked for him. Everybody else think that it could work for them. You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, let's be honest. Money Mayweather fought people coming out of their prime. They weren't. A lot of the people were in their prime. You know what I'm saying?
This is
That's just the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't take nothing from them because they were champions, but those champions weren't all in their prime. And you got boxers today doing what? Trying these boxers that are in their prime of fighting people who are either not in their prime or past their prime, bro.
yeah.
I heard somebody say, "Hey man, hey, that's when you get them." If I was Tank, dude, I go on to fight Devin Haney. Get him. That was Tim Bradley. Go on and get him out of there right now. I didn't like him saying that because the reason he said get him out of here right now because he's inexperienced. I thought this was a champion sport. I thought we want to fight the best when they're the best. Not just for a cash grab and be able to say I beat Devin Haney and think people are not going to look at the win you beat Devin Haney. This is why we get champions in the beginning that lose, have four losses on their record, right? If you go look at them 4 losses, chances are they were in the beginning, but after them 4 losses, they have become the champion and they haven't lost since. You know why? Because they became more experienced.
Well, these fighters are not given enough time in the amateurs anymore either.
Facts.
They're not. They're automatically fast tracked to the pros. I remember you would have at least 10 to 15 amateur fights before you went pro.
Well, shit, you had more than that. You had hundreds for real. You had some people who had hundreds of fights, bro. Hundreds. Some 100, some here and there. You know what I mean? Some are special talents where if you kept them in amateurs, it could be more damaging. I
Yeah.
get that. There are some special cases like that, whatever. But the sport of boxing just needs to get back like that. And the people need to open their mouth. The people need, if the fight wasn't right, boo it.
It's not
If
that the
you,
people, it's the influencers.
yeah. But it's
Because
saying,
so many people are hungry for somebody to tell them what's right and what's wrong,
right. There you go. I get
instead
you.
of having critical thinking about what you're seeing. They'll watch the fight. They'll say that they enjoyed the fight. They'll come on YouTube, and then their opinion is swayed and say that no, that was a bad fight. Like
Right,
the last
right,
fight with
right.
Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's fight was a phenomenal fight.
Yes, it
Phenomenal
was.
fight.
Yes, it was. And what people did see, people would see it on TV. I'm like, I didn't see that. Josh Taylor went through some stuff in the early rounds. Oh boy, it looked like he was gonna
He
win
was
that
going to
fight.
beat him. Ramos.
But,
Ramos looks
but
like he.
On TV, they talking something totally different. Like, you
Mm-hmm,
know what I mean? Totally different. And
mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know what y'all saw. He caught the rhythm, and the old boy kind of punched himself out, and he slowed up a whole lot. But
Yeah.
Ramos, he was bringing it. He was bringing the pain. You know what I'm saying? And he wobbled dude one time. So like certain stuff, like I said, with the Devin Haney fight as well.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
They talk about his chin, that one punch, but it was 4 punches that led up to that one punch. So if he
Yes.
could take 4 of the same clean punches, you best be sure that that fifth one better do something. But we talk about the same man who took one shot at Lomachenko and dropped him. How
Yeah.
are you trying to say that that man chin is garbage, but you're not saying Lomachenko chin is garbage? This is where people, I tell them, like, you got to watch. Some people watch boxing, and then you got people who watch boxing. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
I
this is
understand.
instead of just promoting the knockout, knockout, knockout. Like I say, it's not called knockout. It's
It's called
called boxing for a reason.
like there's so many intricate skills that go into boxing, like being able to slip, being able to turn a fighter. All these different things are very vital to boxing,
Right,
and,
right.
and people, the casual fan. How do I say this? The casual fan lets their ignorance guide them
Uh-huh.
to where I'm not going to say any names or nothing like that, but they let a biased opinion sway them in a direction that causes more damage for the sport than what is warranted.
Uh-huh.
You know, even with the Devin Haney fight, Devin Haney performed masterfully.
Yeah.
They make it seem like Floyd never got popped. Floyd got popped before.
A couple of times.
He's been popped a few times.
And that
But did
dude got
that
lucky
deter
because a
him?
couple of them was at the bell.
Yeah. But did that deter him from winning the fight?
Heck nah. No, and what
Did
skill did he go back to?
he went back to his defensive stance
And boxing.
in
Period.
boxing. Does that mean that Floyd is garbage? No. Does this mean that Devin Haney is garbage? No. And okay, take it a step farther. Go up some divisions. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury.
Uh-huh.
See, people are trying to manufacture a bad guy so much between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury that the boxing gets lost in translation.
Right.
I believe wholeheartedly that a lot of these media outlets, a lot of these channels are trying to project Tyson Fury as this big bad wolf, a great white hope, so to say, when that's not even his culture.
Right.
That's not even his culture.
Right.
They're failing to read and have critical thinking, and it's depressing. It may sound like I'm saying a whole bunch of nonsense and a whole bunch of nothing, but this is the state of boxing right now. There's no thinkers.
Right. That's a fact. No, you're 100%. There are always somebody trying to create a narrative. Right.
Yes.
And it's sometimes the narrative can be good.
Well,
Sometimes the narrative could be you exploiting that person's weaknesses and his attributes, his legit good attributes. To sometimes these guys are exploiting to the fact now, which I believe you're saying is that the story really has nothing to do with the person. It's like a made up, like you're reading a comic book.
It's when people have turned the narrative into the weakness.
Yeah,
the narrative is the weakness now.
Right, because the narrative become the hype, and people start riding that hype, that wave. Yes. You know, like for instance, I'll give you one. Deontay Wilder. Think now his latest excuse is, and I did say excuse. His latest excuse is race played a part. He said it was white privilege now that why Tyson Fury won. He's the only one playing the race card, but people will call it Tyson Fury racist.
When that's not, like I said before, that's not even his culture.
Right.
Does anybody know about the gypsy suffrage? I mean, I'm not trying to compare, what the Black American has went to.
Right, both went through both.
Yeah,
he holds dear to his heart about his people, just like we hold dear to ours. But it's only been one sided where somebody been bringing up the race card, and it started the day he lost. What he said till this day, and he brought that up to Radio Raheem when he brought it up to him. And he said, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about." he couldn't beat Tyson Fury in talking, so he pulled the race card.
He
So then
tried to pull the
that
sympathy song.
made Tyson Fury right. That made Tyson Fury have to go on the defense like, yo, ain't nothing about me racist. I ain't never said nothing racist to him or nothing. So it stopped him from joning on him as he was. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it also made him have to lead up to that moniker of him fighting in being talking about racism. Then it was Black History Month on top of that, and then you lost. That has to be one of the biggest embarrassments,
Well,
whatnot. And now you back and you starting the race card again.
well, the problem with that is the fact that I, I'm not trying to bring up names, but there's a section of media that has deified this man, made them
Oh yeah,
their king.
yeah. Yes, men. That's why I got it. Yes, men.
Yeah, they've
Yes,
made
men.
this man their king. They made this man their leader.
Right, right,
But a true king knows when to speak and when not to speak.
right, right.
A true leader knows the ins and outs of the things that are going on, and he knows to have tact.
Right.
See, you can't you can't deify a man with flaws, especially when the flaws are on full display for the world to see in his provided profession. That's
Right.
like that's like me saying Ryan Leaf was the greatest quarterback ever.
Uh-huh.
Greatest quarterback ever. Because his average from 5 to 10 yards was spectacular. So he was the greatest quarterback ever. But in all actuality, he didn't last that long in the league.
Right, right, right.
And now bring that to Deontay. Deontay is the greatest boxer we've ever seen. Greatest boxer we've ever seen. But in all actuality, he's just a puncher.
Yeah, yeah. Now let's leave it at that puncher. But do you think that what he's learning that with Malik Scott is that actually gonna be able to translate in the fight
I give it 3 rounds
of him trying it?
of him trying it. Because we've seen this with Andy Ruiz recently.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
he for the first 3 rounds, he tried the Canelo game plan.
yeah.
Protect yourself at all times, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
Right,
that.
right,
And stick and move. Turn your opponent and score points and land heavy shots when they are there.
right.
Areola mitigated that plan by being a puncher, being a bruiser.
And being in his
So,
face.
yes, which got that game plan out of the way to where
Right,
Andy had to revert to what Andy knows.
right.
Punch when being punched. Punch when being punched. See, Deontay, I believe, will go back to just trying to windmill and just throw the heavy overhand right at all times. And that's just going to sucker right into the Tyson Fury's game plan.
Yeah, and I feel kind of the same way. But I ain't gonna lie. I hope that he learned that out of all the boxing he doing, I hope that he learned that the body shots he can't get away from. If he gonna have any shot to take Tyson Fury down, he gonna have to work that body. He didn't throw nothing at the body last time. Like it was like he just wanted to headhunt and knock out. You don't have to be the greatest boxer to win fights. I've seen bums win fights, bro. You know what I'm saying?
See, and
It's just about strategy. You know what I mean? And
that's my
I'm
problem with Wilder. You have such a heavy hand. Such a heavy hand. What would a liver shot do in your repertoire?
right. Exactly. Exactly. And
What would a good jab or straight to the solar plex do?
right.
You have such a heavy head. I believe the accuracy isn't there. And I think that's why he doesn't do that. Instead of training with Mark Riley, he should have been training with, I forgot the gentleman's name.
Well,
But
Mark Breland never got really a chance to train him, according to Mark Breland.
when
He
you're
had to
fast
go
track,
through JDs. He had to go through JDs, and then JDs would tell him. And if he wanted to do it, he'd do it. If he did, he did. So then we can't take nothing from Mark Brilliant. Mark Brilliant was a champion in his own right. He came up with Sweet Pea and all of them. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
that's
So
true.
um, I honestly believe, like you said, use that heavy hand in other places, project that energy in other places. And like I also said, it's not always being about the prettiest fight. Right now, everybody like, oh, he's well, look, he learning. Oh. Look, you don't have to be the prettiest fighter or the smartest fighter to win a boxing match.
No.
Okay, this ain't fighting in the street. You get what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
a chess match. It's who got the better game plan, and he needs to learn what's good for him.
Oh
Fight
no.
somebody that's tall. You got to chop the tree down. You can't just sit there and be trying to shoot up, and tire yourself out by doing that.
Well,
You got to do what works for you.
I think it goes into the corner also.
Yeah,
You know, you
but
can't have a bunch of yes men in your corner telling you what you want to hear. They need
I'll
to
just say that. I'll just say because since when you listen to the corner,
like I know for a fact in the first fight between Fury and Wilder, there were things that his corner could have told him that could have really benefited him.
yeah,
Like he could have rolled the last 3 rounds out by just throwing a punch and going into the clinch.
right, right.
To where Fury's going to be throwing punches from the clinch, but they're not going to be significant punches, and they're not going to count towards points. He was already ahead in the fight.
But what you just said could actually benefit him this time around. He should be the one clinching and punching versus letting Tyson Fury clinch and punch him.
Yeah,
Because that's what happened the second time when Fury was walking in punching him. When he got too close, he grabbed him
yeah.
and laid on him.
I think the thing that killed Deontay in the second fight was his tank. You can make all the excuses
That too.
for
But
the
having 280 pounds lay on you got a big.
why is he getting that close to
thing.
you?
You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I'm saying. But if he would have beat Tyson Fury to the clinch, you get what I'm saying? And he could let go when he want to. It's the difference of you being held and you bottled up versus you bottling them up. And then you can let go. You want to step to the side and still on them and move. You know what I'm saying? Because fight somebody that tall, you're not gonna be able to sit there and get 3, 4, 5 punches off, bro. It ain't finna fucking happen, man.
No.
You want to stick and move. Literally, what it say? Stick and move. You know what I'm saying? So then when you get too close to him, grab him. You know what I'm saying? Contain that nigga and then let him go and move out the way. You know what I'm saying? For instance, perfect video. Ricky Hatton Mayweather. When Ricky had got too goddamn close, either Mayweather finna grab his ass or he heard him spit out the way. You know, standing and Mayweather understood I'm not gonna be able to get no more about 2, 3 punches at a time, and he really rarely got that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing because Ricky Hatton was way bigger than Mayweather. You feel me?
Like
so it's the same philosophy. You can't just think you fucking Goliath and you're not Goliath in the ring. You see what I'm saying?
You know, it comes down to the fact that with certain fighters, their demise is their own hype.
Yeah.
Your hype is what got you beat. So he had to put him away with the big right hand. He had to, or else his hype, his legacy with the fans would have been tarnished. And you see that happen. So what do you have to fall back on at that point is all excuses. I had this point in my eye. It was too much sweat. It was this. It was that. It was the costume, my bicep, the egg weights, all these different excuses.
And now it's white privilege.
And white privilege to make up for the fact that somebody was better than you that day.
Yeah. And like I said, sir, the tables had turned. You weren't Goliath that day. In all your other fights, you were Goliath. In this fight, you were David. And you finna be David on this fight. And you gonna have to fight like David. You have to put your all into this fight. You got to step to that man like a man, but you gonna have to have a game plan where you gonna understand that you can't just stand still. You can't do that. Now, I hope you can. I hope he can apply what Malik Scott is teaching him. I like what I see, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's different when you get under them lights. All that can go out the window.
Well, I'm disappointed in what I've seen with Malik Scott. Okay,
Okay.
and I can explain it to you. You're showing combos, you're throwing combos to the body. But the main thing that needed to be worked on, like I said, was your tank. Where's the videos of road work?
There you go. You know what? I didn't think about that. And I don't have them anymore, but I had at least 3 videos where he said, "Yeah, I don't run. I don't do that. I don't run." He told Seth
Nat-
Rogen that he
yeah.
don't run. He was on
Natural
Seth Rogen.
ability will only get you about 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, he said he don't run. It was another video where he was with the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Man, I don't know how y'all run." He's like, "Bruh, that was the biggest thing, especially being a man at his height.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have wind. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's one of them cats where he's heavy up top and not too big at the bottom. Because you can see, and I'm not. This is not no Joan, y'all. But if you look at the pictures, he don't do leg day.
No.
Real talk, he don't. So he's hit more heavy up top than anything. And one of the things that besides your shoulders and your arms that need to be strong, first and foremost, need to be your legs.
Your
So where your
foundation.
power gonna come from? You know what I mean? And that plays a big part in that. Like and like I said again, I'm not joning for somebody trying to take a sound bite or something. I'm joning on a man. And I seen several pictures. He's heavy up top. You know what I'm saying? He's small down bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And that played a part, like he said, fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Fatigue, bro. He was throwing when he threw a punch, he was throwing like his life depended on it. You know what I mean? And it was so early he was doing that, had no reason to do that. But I consider make excuses up for him all day, the vest and the suit and all this stuff. And the point is, when he fight, what is it? July 27th, when they fight
July
24th.
24th.
July 24th, when they get in that ring, I want Deontay to win. He the home team.
Yeah.
I do. I want him to freaking win, bro. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want him to alleviate those. I want him going there clear-minded, alleviate those any excuse or reason that he believe, and understand that none of that can fight the fight that you win. Only you could do it. You go out to be clear-minded, sound-minded, and it's gonna might be a long night, but you got to have the patience to pull it out.
That's true.
You go out to hit and not get hit. You got to have in your head, you may not knock him out. Fight a good fight. You get what I'm saying? Take the opportunities when you see.
There's nothing wrong with having a few 9-8 rounds.
Yeah.
There's
And make it competitive, man. Make it competitive. But I want for all the people who act like I'm a Deontay, they said, no, I don't like excuses, bro. I don't live my life like that. I don't. If I choose to do something that failed, guess what? It failed because I chose to do it. It didn't fail because something else happened. It failed because I chose to go that route. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I chose that. I don't care what happened. It could start raining. Oh, but I chose to go at that time. I probably should have took my butt earlier. That's how I look at stuff. I'm a no excuse cat. So if that happened to me, I would have been like, okay, that suit, I should have wore that. I should have done a whole lot of stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Especially
Who knows?
since
He could have had sex. He could have. A lot of people don't know too. Having sex is draining. That's why you ain't supposed to have sex. Do a training camp. You ain't supposed to do that. To have the training camp.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand that, and that's real. You can't trust me. Your legs be weak as I don't know what. So it's a whole lot of variables, but again, there's still at the end of the day, guess whose fault it is? He is. So when people making all these excuses for him, holding him up as their king, bruh, what king ain't conquered? Because he ain't conquered that castle yet, and he need to just be clear-minded. And y'all do need to do is just support him. But making excuses for people is not support. It's not.
It's hampering.
Cheer them on. Send them email say, we want you to win, champ. When he said, like, right, he was in an interview with the guy who was just announcing, all right, who was just announcing the weigh-in. And he said, and forgive me, I forgot your name. But he was like, I'm coming back for blood. Guess what? That's all the speech I needed to hear. I don't need the excuses. I would prefer him took that interview, sat down, and said, heard the question, answered it, and be like, man, look, I'm answering nothing else like how Bud just did this. I'm coming back for blood and get up and walk off. That's what all I needed right there. You know what hype that would have created? You wouldn't have needed no excuses. You wouldn't need, and that would have told me where your head is. I'm coming to win. You see what I'm saying?
I would have preferred him not to answer any questions.
Yeah, or whatever. Right, and just show up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like, that's what I would want. You know, when Mike lost, Mike didn't make 101 excuses. Mike he said, man, you know, this is boxing. You get your budget. You know what I'm saying? I can't curse, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back strong. Look, it happens to everybody. I know he wanted to keep that 10-year going, but hey, it happened. You got a chance to get the belt back. I'm just hoping he's serious. Because like I said, I want to see him win. And sometimes, like before a piece of the conversation we just had before, there's people who lost and maybe he needed to lose to wake him back up.
Perfect example of that. Perfect example, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. He took and the crazy part that was the same scenario. He thought Andy Ruiz was a stepping stone. He thought Andy Ruiz was a tomato can. He was like, I'll be able to fly through this little dude. He ain't nothing. I believe the same thing with Deontay when he fought Tyson Fury the first time. You know why he fought Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury only had fought 2 tomato cans and he got that fight, right? Why would I give a man that fight? You know why? Because I was going to fight AJ. And who's tall like AJ? Tyson Fury, right? So let me get in here and test the waters to see how I feel to fight a tall man that's 6'9" and all of this stuff like that, right?
Right.
But lo and behold, all that mouth talking that Tyson Fury was talking, he could actually back it up.
Just like Andy Ruiz.
And it turned around. Andy Ruiz got knocked down, didn't he?
Yeah.
Got back up and won. Tyson Fury got knocked down twice and arguably won that fight.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that separates Joshua from Wilder. The second fight, Anthony Joshua came back in the greatest shape I've ever seen him in.
Me too, but I still think he was a little too little, though.
No, he was in the greatest shape I've ever seen. If he lost a lot of that muscle weight. That's what he needed. That's what he needed. He came back in the greatest shape I've ever seen him in. And he came in and he dominated the fight.
Right, he came back with that 1976 Afro.
Yes.
And all that.
You could tell that he was in camp for a long time.
Yeah, he had the little beads on his beard.
Yes. He look, put
it was like I look at him. It was like I look at him.
Comes into the ring looking ugly. He about to put in work.
I promise you. Every time I looked at it, it was like I just saw all making my head. The Rocky music just started playing. Like he just been in the cave somewhere just practicing. But I will say this: he didn't make no excuse, and you didn't hear nothing from AJ. He came back when it was time to almost getting towards fight date. He said, "I'm taking my belts back," and guess what? He did it. I don't hear no excuse about Andy Ruiz was overweight. Nope. That ain't got nothing to do with AJ. AJ didn't tell him eat that candy bar.
Mm-hmm.
AJ didn't tell him do none of that. You know what I'm saying?
What did Andy do? He went in and went back to the lab and fixed his issues.
Exactly. Sometimes people need to lose. Because let's go back to Deontay. Because a lot of people don't understand about Deontay. Deontay with the low BDB haircut. That Deontay had a right hand and left hand. They used to say he has power in both hands, and he does have power in both hands. He had a jab. See, people, it was the people he got hooked when he got to Stavern and he knocked him out with that one punch. It was like that's all he felt he needed because that's what he became known for. But before that, the man that was in the Olympics had a right hand and had power in both hands and had an okay jab. Now he wasn't the best boxer in the world though, but because he started late, but he still had more tools than as of late. Yeah. So maybe this shocks him and at least bring that little bit back because he didn't even have a jab in the Tyson Fury fight. Like he'll use for like some type of feint to set up that straight right he throws or that over right hand he throws. But other than that, you can't just keep you doing this and then or do this and then you can't do that. You gonna have to switch it up. Cause once you do that one too many times, I'm gonna time it. I know when I start seeing this, I know what you finna do. So, like I say, sometimes it take a person to lose to actually learn. You see what I'm saying? So I'm hoping we see a different Deontay. He stepped to Tyson Fury. I do. I really do. Am I team Deontay? I'm not team nobody. But he is the home team. All right. I don't want all the belts over there. I'm just competitive like that. I don't want all the belts over there, bro. We need some belts here because little belts mess around, go over there, don't come back. You know what I'm saying?
For at least a decade.
Right, because what was it? I can't remember. But the last undisputed was Lennox Lewis.
The last undisputed American was Tyson.
So the last I'm talking about the last undisputed in that weight class was Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
All right. So we can't let that go. We can't let that happen again. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I can talk all the stuff I want, but at the end of the day, I definitely want the man to win, you know. But now let's get to the side. Let's get to the truth of the matter of it's not about what we always want, it's about what we might get. Tyson Fury most likely gonna win that fight. I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be honest with you. He most likely gonna win that fight, bro. But I'm still rooting for dude. You know what I'm saying? That, like I say, wanting and reality is two different things. So I hope the reality that I'm foreseeing is wrong. I hope that Deontay wins, man.
I mean, through the, you know, I just don't see a situation where Wilder wins. I just don't. I mean, first fight was pure luck, in my opinion. Second fight, you were outclassed. Third fight, I believe it's just going to be more of the same. I mean, I want Wilder to win. I want the American fighter. I don't care if he was white or black. I want the American fighter to win.
Right.
It's just,
right.
It's just, yeah, I don't see it.
I got you. Well, I'm gonna use that as our closer. Technically, our first episode. My colleague didn't really know, but our first episode of the Judges Table. So look for more episodes coming soon. Yeah. That's it. And as y'all see, we working, man. Shout out to Bud Crawford, man. Real talk. Shout out to Bud Crawford, even just acknowledging us, man. For us to be so small, real spit, look at the camera slick, looking at the camera. Salute to you, Bud. Real talk. Mr. Z didn't mean no harm, man. He just working, man. He just want to see us win. That's all that is. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that when you want your opportunity, you know, you can respect it. You know, and that's how he working. He working for, you know, and not for us. He's working for us. What I mean, for us to win. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate all y'all, man. Appreciate everybody who tuned in, and like I say, keep chatting, man. Going out there and tell people, hey, y'all need to check out In the Red Corner with Polo J and GMT Boxing. That's what y'all need to do. You know what I'm saying? One of the realest channels out there. Another thing, GMT podcast is still rolling. As y'all can see, the boxing channel just moving fast, bro. So it's requiring me to do some research, and I'm really trying to learn this side of the craft. So that's why I haven't been doing my podcast on Slick 50 TV. So don't think that that's gone because the boxing stuff is it's just a matter of ordering things like this stuff we gonna need for the trip because we are going to Vegas, and shirts also. You know, shirts like this or whatever. The shirts are real and designing that stuff, and me reading up on boxing questions, and you know what I'm saying. Try to train myself for this thing because it's a fast paced thing. You can't get in front of somebody's face and be like, You or whatever. So
And also, if you guys want to interact with us, you can interact with us on Instagram. If you have questions that you would like answered, interact on Instagram. Hit us in our DMs, and we'll interact with you. And if those questions and the conversation is viable enough, we will debate it live.
yeah. Or if it's an article, some news somewhere that we ain't seen, don't hesitate to shoot the link to one of us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am your boy Slick 50.
And this is Polo J, man.
And we up out of here, baby. Y'all be easy.
Peace.
Deuces.